The first thing you need to realize about the coronavirus is that it replicates in your body. You might get one virus in your nasal passage, but it reproduces once it finds a host. And replications simply mean reproducing rapidly, more virus, more virus. And the more virus replications you have in your body, the sicker you'll be, generally speaking. So you want to avoid the replications. Here's how I do it. Number one, I minimize my contact with more than one person at a time. And if I'm around one person, I make sure that I'm only around that person for a few minutes and I keep my distance. It's congregations of people that allow the virus to jump from host to host. That's why people get sick when they go to their family homes for get-togethers. If one person has a little bit of virus, all those people in close proximity are going to encourage the virus to jump from person to person and to start replicating rapidly. And that's why everybody gets some form of the virus who gets together in that home, if one person has even a little bit of it, asymptomatically. This is why we need to avoid being around other people, because we don't know who's even asymptomatically carrying it at this point. So, you want to avoid replications. If you do get a little virus in your nose, that's why it's important to wash your hands thoroughly with just ordinary soap, but do it for 20 seconds and rinse thoroughly. Between your, wash like you should, and then wash your face, your entire face, your eyebrows, your eyelashes, your nose, your nasal passages, around your mouth, everywhere that it could, your hair. I pin my hair up if I'm going out, and if you can wear a hat, put a hat over your hair, because if it catches in a tendril of your hair, then it can end up on your face and in your eyes. And if it gets in your eyes, it can start replicating. If you have sunglasses, wear them. If you have prescription glasses, wear them whenever you're out of the house. Secondly, or thirdly, the mask. Homemade masks that don't have wires inside them to form the mask over the bridge of the nose are not going to completely encase the space around your nose and mouth when you're out. You need to do that in order to be sure that you're not sucking in virus. If when you're wearing glasses and you have a mask on, your glasses fog up, that means that your breath is coming out and fogging up your glasses, which means that air can come in. That's why having a wire helps so much. Now you can take a paper clip and open it out, a large paper clip, and just, bend it open, and you can actually either sew it or tape it there, any way to adhere it to that part of your mask so that when you bend it, it bends the fabric down over the bridge of your nose. If your glasses are large and you set your glasses over that fabric, then it creates a better seal between your eyes and your nose. So you don't have to have a mask that has a wire in it already. You can add your own wire on the exterior temporarily. As long as it stays on the mask long enough for you to get where you're going and get home. The washing of the hands and the face is not enough. You've got to cover your hair and then take the hat off, which leads me to the mud room. If you've got a room leading into the main body of your house, you should have one old coat and that hat, so that you can leave that hat and that coat in the mudroom and only use it when you leave the house for trips that are going to involve being around other people or picking up groceries. That way you take the coat off before you get in the house, you take the hat off and you hang it on the hook. You take your footwear off and leave it out there. All you have to do first when you get in the house is go into the bathroom, wash your hands thoroughly with soap. Don't do it in the kitchen sink. Go to the bathroom, wash thoroughly with soap, and it doesn't have to be disinfectant as long as it's soap. Lemon kills the virus. I buy soaps that have lemon extract in them. If you're out of soap, Squeeze a lemon onto your hands. Don't put it on your face. It's very caustic to the membranes of the body. You don't want that lemon juice to get in your eyes or your nose. You cleanse your hands first. Once your hands are clean, then you either grab a wash rag or you soap up your face and you rinse it thoroughly and dry it on a towel. Then you peel off your clothing. You take your clothing off and you put it either in a pile for 3-day hold, meaning you don't wear those clothes for another 3 days again. Just like you left your coat out in the mudroom, it stays there for the number of days you're going to wait before you leave the house again, unless you have a job where you have to go. But you put those clothes in the you put those clothes in the pile for 3-day hold, or you put them in the hamper right away. Then you get a shower. Why? Because it's better to be safe than sorry. It's better to clean your entire body off after you've been around other people or outside your house. Why? Because I don't know a place on the planet in this country where we're not in a surge. This is what we were advised to do 8 months ago, and everybody thought it was extreme unless you were the kind of person who planned on being fastidious. I was among that group. I'm 63. There's no way I want to have to endure this virus. You don't know how many ACE2 or ACE17 receptors you have in your nasopharynx or in your throat. You can't know that. They haven't established a test for that yet, as far as I know, and that's what they should have done, so that as soon as you exhibit symptoms and you go to a medical facility, you can be tested to see if you have a high level of those, because if the more receptors ACE2 that you have, the more ACE2 receptors you have, the more virus is going to adhere inside your membranes and start replicating. To avoid the replications, that's why we use the soap. It kills the virus on contact. To get inside your nose, depends whether you want to use a zinc spray. Some of those zinc sprays actually kill your olfactory senses. You lose your sense of smell, and taste goes with that. I'm not talking about the symptoms of coronavirus. I'm talking about the fact that if you spray too much spray in your nose, you might kill the sense of smell. And the sense of smell is directly related to the sense of taste. If you lose your smell, you lose your taste. And you don't want to not be able to taste food, because then you won't want to eat, and that's a downward spiral. Be brave. Avoid worrying about whether people think you're the crazy one. Decide how much you want to survive this. Your will to live is going to drive your action. Denial will not help you. Denial will hurt you. Use these tactics to avoid replications of this virus. Anything that I've neglected to include, I will include along the captions for the remainder of this video, and I'm going to leave a few minutes of trailer time for anything that I may have overlooked. My name is Ruth Ann Scanzillo. I live in Erie, Pennsylvania, the northwest corner. I am a retired public educator, 25 years in the system, and I was trained at Fredonia State University. My brother is a clinical chemist in the Midwest and has worked all over the country for LabCorp. He isn't responsible for the content of this video. I am. This is my act of love for you. I hope you can accept it. Thank you.